Hello, and thank you very much for having me today. This is a great honor to be here. My name is Frédéric Brunner. I'm a software engineer. I've worked for 15 years in insurance professional services. I just left my previous occupation to create an AI startup with the mission to serve the insurance industry. For this hackathon, I built by myself 7 prototypes, and I'm going to show you one of them today. So one of the problem is in Ecuador, based on the 28 claims sample that were shared for this use case, your team has to review an average of 8 documents to process a claim: FNOL, driver's license, police report, tracking device logs, customer ID, vehicle ID, um, policy contracts, sometimes more. The work requires cross-checking and controlling information between the documents themselves and both internal and external systems. So instead of doing that, I propose to run an agent on the entire context of the claim to create a report before engaging with a conversation with the agent. So here is what the report looks like, right? So the report would have like a claim summary, a digest of the stakeholders, the context, the events reported chronologically, a document checklist, claims validation that were applied, coverage validation, loss estimates, the actions taken by the agent, and the communications that were sent. So so then at the end of execution of the agent, it produces this report, and based on this report, your handler can decide whether or not to engage into conversation mode. So let me show you how it works. So this what I'm showing here is the platform that I used to program the agent. So that's not what your team is going to be working with. It's just what I used to do the demo. So first, you have to understand that my application takes all the files in the claim in the data set and normalizes them into text formats, such that the large language model can read the context and execute the instructions to produce the outcome. So let me show you. I'm going to start the agent in the background. It's going to start processing one of the data sets, and so I wanted to point out that it's important also that the agent has access to tools which are basically, so here we've got a policy search, we've got an open claims tool, vehicle search, document tools, exchange rates, screen party for screen sanctions, claim system. So these are the tools that the agent is capable of using during its execution. So let me go one step further and show you the instructions themselves. So interestingly, large language models today, the programming language is English. So the instructions are written in plain English and are understandable by everybody. So I think it's valuable to show you at least to walk you through at least the high level. So role, act as a junior claims agent for Zurich Insurance. This is the actual prompt I'm using to process this data. Background, you are reviewing a motor insurance claim against a policy written by Zurich. Instructions. Identify all stakeholders by names and roles. List all events reported in the context chronologically. Summarize the policy data. Determine the context of the situation. Open a new claim. Here I'm asking explicitly use this tool to open a new claim. Validate claims information. Validate coverage. Estimate the loss. If loss is estimated, reserve the claim. If there's no document missing, pay the claim. If there's no outstanding action, then close the claim. Draft communications to the customer or the broker. We're using this tool again, and create report in English and complete execution. And then there are rules to follow and checks to apply. So this is the list of expected documents. FNOL must match police report, vehicle, make, model, VIN. The driver's license must be active. The car ID must be active. The policy must be paid. The vehicle tracking report must match the reported location of the claim. The vehicle must neither be locked nor blocked using vehicle search. The vehicle owner must match. The loss type must be covered by the policy terms. Very important, this one. Anyway, so that basically what I would like to do is to sit down with your team to write these rules, because I came up with this based on the data and the instructions of the challenge, but it would be far more efficient to work directly with your team to write this. So then So you can see depending on the level of completeness of the file, the agent's able to go more or less far in the process. And so what I'm capable of doing with another agent. So okay. So the agent's completed its execution. So at the end of the agent's execution, it produces this thing. So it's a very technical file that can be used. So that's why, when I'm running the agent like this, I'm producing a file that is very technical at the end because that helps the model to be very accurate. But when I want to do a conversation, I have to use a different prompt and a different strategy. I don't want to use structured outputs for the conversation because I want to have a dialogue. And so here is another agent that I'm using to enter a conversational mode. But the thing is, this claims agent here has exactly the same context, and it has also the execution log of the previous agent. So it knows exactly what the previous agent has done. So we can ask, for instance, what is the claim number, which didn't exist at the beginning of the execution of the first agent, right? So tell me about the circumstances of the incident. And here it can be like a real dialogue, and we can provide more tools to the LLM to work with this context. So what I want to say, the point I wanted to make here is that uh, um, there's this potential with this design to introduce human in the loop at any point in the process, but this is something that has to be decided in collaboration with your team based on the business requirements, based on the use cases, based on how they want to use the tool, based how we can add value to the business unit where the human in the loop is actually pertaining. All right, so here we go. So what I want to say is that I've built agents like this for all 5 claims use cases of the challenge. And so I think this design can easily scale across lines. So as next steps, I would love to work with your team on building the evaluation pipeline for these agents. And when I mean evaluation pipeline, I mean defining the expected data points and decisions for each data set, and then compare that with the execution of the agents. So that would help development to make sure that the agent has the behavior that's expected. This step would produce the assets required to qualify the solution before launch, and then to monitor its behavior in production. Hope this was entertaining. Thank you very much. Any questions?